pray crooked, let them sin like it's holy. I walk where the shadows near the killers get slowly. Renaissance in the barrel, move in the gun case. Chiseled every verse with a ghost in a numb face. Babylon fell while the trumpets played backwards. I counted the bricks they built from the last words. I speak like I owe death to death and full with syllables carved deep in the temple walls full. Red sand in my footprints echo with gold kings. My brain clinking with scriptures on gold wings. True wearing war paint, silence on trial. I spit like the bird that got buried in exile.
Long dreams die quietly beneath the loudest glare. But black snow falling beneath the air starts again.
I seen angels crowd with the deals men make, gold teeth. Clipping on a sermon from a dead monk, lit sick, visions of Caesar. Sipping from a lead cup, I've led luck in the dice games, clockwork, in fight rings. Reading sun suit backwards, moonlight on my right wing. Mob ties woven through the hymns of a stone choir. Psalms on papyrus, burned edges still blow fire. Talk like a diplomat, thoughts like a hired gun. Sharp as a scalpel hit inside a preacher's sun. Scroll linked in hieroglyphs, scripts in my ribcage. Flip race to wisdom, my bar's been on fifth stage. Ancient like the curses whispered by a dying pharaoh. Still I shoot arrows to breed with a gold sparrow.
Road built inside.
Brain slow, my enemies watch for the second blink while I'm scribbling verses on scrolls soaked in Edison zinc. Conquerors in my jeans, carthage in my conscience, my wheels on mahogany, fed lies to the honest. Blueprint of a grace whispered in Morse taps. Every metaphor dripping blood on the doormat. Black robes, chessboards, books with no spine, with poppies blown red in the snow of my rhymes. Fed from the table where Caesar got backstabbed. Till I toast loyalty and goblets etched with black magic. History bends to the pen when the sword kneels. And every verse I drop feels like force seals.
See mercy when the moon runs red. But no one prays for poet till the poet. They lifted God with scrolls and called it divine. Then carved their sins on statues to immortalize the crime.
I seen Caesar sneakers, crowns toasted like crime lords, ghosts of philosophers posting up my wine boards. Cypress smoke rising where the lions once fed. Now with soldiers in Ferragamo with silence in they tread. Marble cracked on the stories of folks buried. Where cardinals wore bullets and sins got married. I walked the catacombs, whispers in Latin curses. Each footstep of verse blood inked in the churches. Gold teeth and mosaic saints holding Uzi. The last supper hanging over mafiosos and jacuzzis. I spit the Iliad backwards, turn time to a cipher. Even there he paused when I stepped through the fight.
If cash can see them past the cold blood street, ash can sing past the moon sea. They built heaven and
I dine with ghosts wearing tuxedos of grief, discussing empires lost to receive belief. My quotes get etched and mauled by ex-assassins. Their pens still warm from killing past passions. Graffiti on obelisks, prayers with gunpowder. Confessions traded nightly in rooms with no power. I rhyme like Nero fiddles with Rome in the backdrop. The beat's a guillotine, my voice is the last drop. Every syllable stitch from a dead king's dream. I wear crowns of regret on a guillotine beam. Even the Vatican flinched when the needle hit wax. Cause my verses burn cleaner than secrets in stacks.
and bones and dirt, the truth and pain, from obvious was in the fire, but I took my life to flame. Into the shadow, calling out.
5X sermons, the soul was my chapel. Cook God's riddles in aluminum tabernacles. Taught to treat every gram like scripture. Got my first lesson from the blade, not the bishop. Whispers in basements, prayers with a pistol. I baptized bricks and baggies, artificial rituals. Mama lit candles, I lit a max to the foil. The tape deck hits while the city watches spoil. Plastic saints on the dash, crack smoke in the lungs. Top was a song, every fiend had a tongue. Guilt like thoughts, stuck in every fold of the soul. But I still live in the capitalist, that's why I got cold.
Smell like dirt, this smell like smoke. For the needle, radio wouldn't flow.
My sins bought silk suits, stitched with gold thread. Heard my conscience with a static on the set head. Street lights flicker like judgment at dusk. I shook the preacher's hand and was powder in his cup. Kept the hymn in the heat and caked the devil press. Even angels know better than to intercept my steps. Shoebox off the shoelace for the rope. Funeral suits hang promise out the soap. I remember grandma's record player crying the hellion while I cut names on the back of a paraphernalia. Could've walked with God, but I ran with the reaper. Left hand, no right hand, no God.
Oh, the paper's down. For the needle, but pray you wouldn't know. Leave me wrong from the chalk and the flame. Don't wait for the grill, but it gets chosen.
Gold watch ticking on a dead man's wrist. Every thought of body ain't right. Marble floors echo with the weight of guilt. Every empire's raised on the graves it's built. Old portraits smirk behind bulletproof glass. Eyes that watch wars and let kingdoms pass. Cigar smoke curls like forgotten names. While heirs toast champagne over ash and shame. They bury secrets under imported stone. Then name the garden after the sins they own. I seen the wheel sign as fountain ink, but the blood on the paper made the words blink. Private planes land like birds in hell, with coffins in the cargo, stories they'll never tell. A widow counts money through black silk gloves, she don't cry, she just cleans what power shoves. The cook knows more than the son ever will, cause the house help whispers what the lawyers killed. Two souls in old family land, truth buried deep by colder hands. I heard a chauffeur once drove for a prince, now we drive silence and have to smile since. He saw a body in the koi palm float. They said mistakes happen when the help can't float. Grandfather's office got 2 locked drawers, one for cigars, the other for quiet wars. His cane still polished, silver like sin. He beat 3 men with it and never let them in. The eldest son never saw combat, but wears a soldier like a silver bat. He buys land in places where ghosts still moan, then turns them to spots called the grief blown on. Old money don't die, it just shifts space like shadows at dinner in a candlelit place. They build cathedrals to atone what they own, but no priest can bless blood turned to stone. Block the sex up the blood at the bread. Every winter's prayer got a ghost on his knees. Dice hit the concrete like a last confession. Every number's a sermon, every roll a lesson. Corner kids gamble what fathers once lost. Traded nickels for names, never counting the cost. They laughed in the shade where the reapers sit. In places where dreams ain't worth counterfeit. You can see the chalk lines in their shadows bend. Some play for money, some just play for friends. I saw a boy bet his mother's last chain. Hope the roll might erase the pain. The people ran it crooked, fate ain't fair. He just smiled like death already lives there. Bodega blast crack with the weight of lies. Pastors preach, but the corner boy tries. Elegies echo and allegations roar. We got our names detached from heaven's shore. Sure. Every great husband got a price on you. Broke bones with my uncle near gates. He said never trust signs. It always waits. Kept the rosary wrapped round the dice, cup tight. Said saints and killers standing under the same light. Saw a man win 30, lose 35. Said the house always dreams that you make it out alive. He wore a smile like a closing ship sign. Told me luck's a woman who forgets you in time. The right wheels in the dice game called. Right before sirens, rewrite the lawn. One kid said the street raised me clean, but his soul had gunpowder in the seams. We roll to forget, we bet to feel. The cities where grief don't got time to heal. Ain't no odds in the cradle of dirt. Just boys and Georges trying to outrun hurt. Dice don't lie, but the streets sure do. Every place you whisper got a price on you. Price on you. Got a price on you. If you ever got dice out, cracked on straight, them it all. Gotta make a red pain in the game. First, don't pop, you reveal you flow. Every layer's a memory you didn't want to know. I feel like the weight don't speak in pounds and speaking phone calls that don't come around. I feel like God is, or maybe it's sleep. I've been praying in whispers just to hear me weep. I feel like my name just echoing pain. Like I'm walking through fire, just smiling in the rain. I feel fake around fake and real with no one. Like I died in my sleep and woke up with no sun. I feel the block change. Or maybe I did. Used to dream about peace, now I just wanna live. I feel like the homies for how I bled. Or maybe they remember and just hope I'm dead. I feel like my pen ain't saving me no more. It's just documented breakdowns behind metaphors. I feel like love talking, but the words don't land. I feel like a ghost holding his own hand. Go, go. Under pressure, but I never blow. Go, go. Stars ain't I know, but they still focus.
Doğru gideceğiz zaten.
I feel like the mirror got something to say, but I never ask questions I don't want to play. I feel like sit on the roof where we smoke through the pain and mistook it for proof. I feel like I failed my time, like he needed my voice, then I answered the crime. I feel like NLP ain't in the cards, so I bleed on beat, bury the stars. I feel like money don't matter at all when your thoughts feel around in the middle of the car. I feel like fame. I feel like I'm tired of being strong when the strong feels I feel like the streets make me cold and I've been melting in silence.
Ai, vamos! Bravo, Deus! Agora para o lado. Vai fazer a primeira copa de pessoas na cabeça.
If I ever fell on white land, I crouch. The streets brought me dollars, then it chow, then it chow. Mother, chow.
Agora a casa faz isso.
If I gotta please, just to show them where I'm from. I'm the verse that slipped past metal detectors. God is him, sinner and Lexus. Queensbridge echo in my blood. I write like a prison. My pen carved from the curb, my script from the smoke. My pain ain't performative, it ain't a woke joke. I don't pose with the truth. I'm the weight. I fight bars for the kids that talk and stay over 30K long. Reported up schools where they teach you not hope, but how not to be a fool. I'm the ghost in the bench, the voice in the bag. Scream that $1 in a pistol drag. I won't
Dove sta sempre sul braccio del tono? Tu, su.
Go chase illusions. I grew where the truth got bruised in confusion. I seen OGs die with respect but no savings. And kids chase fame through lights and fake ravens. I ain't them, I'm the sight for the crash back. The smoke from the stoop, the echo from the track. I ain't changing for charts or a camera frame. Still spit like I never had a family name. My style ain't fashion, it's survival science. Wrote lines in the shelter, my art was defiance. It's for the brothers that never got the verse. Just chalk on the curve and a curse. I write like revenge, speak like dust. God in my gum line, death in my trust. So if they ask why I never left these streets, I tell them I didn't choose the mic, the block chose me. come from the pain.
No vaya tan loco.
Don't sleep on the street, son. They got teeth. Yeah. Cradle me in gun smoke, baptized in back street. Mama said pray, but the devil ran the track meet. Rocking corduroy dreams, corner store witches. Mob ties tighter than a priest dark confession. Bulletproof lullabies sung in a whisper. My pops wore suits like Sinatra with a pistol. Loyalty's a blade and betrayal's a mirror. I seen brothers fade like chalk lines in winter. Raised by the click of a coat, not no rattle. Mom to tell tuck the baby bottles of battle. Learn how to aim from a man with no problem. Said a made man's words worth more than $1.
Little soldier, where the sun won't cry. Breathe the sunshine, and the love revives the light.
God won't curl like a ghost from his mustache. Told me don't blink when you're living with a dust flash. Marble steps led to marble hearts, cold blooded. In the hall with a young buck flooded. Vinyls on repeat, same jazz with my face on. Stop fires, another note. Grandmama prayed, but the choir never came. Just sirens and silence. The choir war changed my cold lullaby. Pull my rib cage, the rain, but it's always late rain. I had one little dream. One day the streets gon' act with the brain.
Little soldier, where the sun won't
Not a dad's case. I ain't near no word you would see. Every fairy tale out of rhymes in the place, nice. Strong palm, only time I rest when my enemies all gone. My pride, soft jazz. You inherit the throne of the gods, you. Or the stars, you. Right? What he said, life like chess, it's a circle full of judges. So I rock my cradle with a block band brother. Sleep in the lullaby that made me tough.
where the sun won't cry. Breathe the sunshine, and the love revives the light.
I sat in the seat where the stories was kept. The scent of tobacco and sweat still wet. Eyes on the mantle, photos like smells. Each one a sermon, each silence tells. Vinyl in the corner, dust like a hymn. The past things pass when it sings through him. Spoken pauses, carved out with grace. Even it's quiet, color is faded. Kitchen clock ticks like a heartbeat. And wisdom poured where the teacups go. Never raised his voice for raised men. With hands still rough from what he has been. The gospel of labor, the psalm of the soil. In the heavens, the truth, and the soil. Knuckles like knots on a prayer on a tree. Grandfather moved like eternity. Did it need armor? Did it need gold? He wore the quiet like stories untold. A shoebox of letters, each one a mile. Unread songs stacked in a silent pile. He talked with glances, lessons and looks more sacred than scribbles inside a book. Fed the bird, hummed in the shade. Spoke to the dead when he trimmed the blade. Caught the rain by the smell in the air. Knew when to speak, knew when to care. Never met kings, but sat like one. Rome was a portion, his war was done.
He sat when I forgot to run. His silence bright as the sun.
Chair still there, safe and wet. Yet some echoes never rest. Letters. I'm going heavy close in my words, apologizing my verses, but I pin truth in the margin of Sunday service. Before the one drama, the label one static, but I'm just trying to go strike peace like a habit. I ain't the God they preach, I'm the echo in pain. I'm the boy with a notebook drenched in rain. I seen preachers lie, seen killers cry, seen sides to the trigger, still asking why. They make me conscious, militant hot. But I grew up with Cyrus sing gospel. I write in lowercase hope, uppercase fear. Talk to my pen like my brother ain't here. I learned God in the name, he a mirror. Sometimes clearer in jail cell, no than in cathedrals mirror. So when they ask who I am, what I claim, where I land, I say I'm a letter from the block sign and saying I am what they ain't. So shit change. They spell my name wrong, cause they fear what it claims. Yahweh, Allah, Elohim, or divine. I've seen God in a fiend with a dream in a spine. I've been told I'm too quiet, too loud, too black, too smart for the booth, too raw for the black. But I write what I see in the language I feel, not Hebrew or Latin, but truth that's real. My aunt prayed in silence, my cousin prayed in dope, both looking for God in the same cloud of smoke. I walk between scriptures and liquor stores, between angels that hustle and devils that roar. Cold teeth, white collars, or priest words I learned. Not all wolves come in black clothes, so when they rubber juice me apart, the stars just die like songs to protect my art, cause I ain't your savior. I ain't the voice of the boy that the system
Hai piciorul de jos și student, Cristi. Va vedem, așa.
Întoarce-te pe partea cealaltă, acum ai sat. Terminare noastră.
Ăștia, captivi, ăștia zic corect să sunt misia asta. Că nu, n-ai cum să o faci, e greșeală.
A chessboard filled across contact and local floors. From daggers I never used to war. Loyalty's a vow signed to mercury and sand. Give rings to turn the snakes inside your hand. I sent letters by breath over the grave dirt. Each line sits the silk of a strange shirt. Raised through past the Senate wall. While you sat in velvet shadows watching the empire fall. Gangs in the marrow, Machiavelli in my grin. I've seen marble empires collapse from within. Coins with your face still floating the wine, but truth ain't different with serve for the spine. You taught me that silence is stronger than steel, so I go these verses for the soul.
Bravo! Gira, acum mergem un pic. Bravo, Cristi. Urmat în puț.
Your suit held secret sits in Sicilian threads. Even your smile bowed the heads before the flash. I walked through smoke signals, opera in the ash. Heard sermons from killers with Sinatra mustache. The code was never written, just passing the stare. From one wolf to another, breathing ceremonial air. Straight from goblins carved out of own regret. And played poker with niggas who ain't folded yet. I forgave you in verses buried in bass lines. Each beatbox a tombstone and organized rhymes. My tactics twisted and terrible. Even Moses would have buckled under your barrier. I write through the silence that raised me in stone. But some kings die better when they die alone.
Deci dau mai departe.
Da.
O secundă, că am reclame. Parkside. 3 minute? 3 minute?
Da.